We're kicking off a brand new chapter of the podcast with a special 21-day series called From Purpose to Impact. I'm celebrating by giving back to listeners who are ready to take the next step. If you've been feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or unsure of how to move forward in your online business, I want to hear from you. Simply go to youronlinebusinessmentor.com and tell me what's been holding you back. Or ask a question you'd love for me to answer on the show, and you'll be entered in a special listener giveaway for access to programs designed to support you in your journey. I can't wait to help you get unstuck and moving forward. Welcome to day 16 of my 21-day series, From Purpose to Impact. Today, I want to share how to use AI as a course creator so that your students experience real transformation. AI has changed the game. We all see it. AI can generate course outlines in seconds, can build slides, write emails, and create worksheets. So naturally, course creators have been asking, if AI can create content that fast, what makes my course valuable? In 2026, people are not paying for information. They're paying for guidance. And the real opportunity with AI is not just that it builds faster, but it's helping your students implement faster. That is the shift I want to talk about today, because most students don't struggle because they lack information. They struggle because they do not know how to apply what they learned to their specific situation. So today I want to share 3 specific ways that I'm using AI in my business to help my students experience transformation, not just consume content. The first is by creating custom GPTs. Custom GPTs allow me to apply my framework to their business. For example, inside my program, Cohort Impact Accelerator, I gift students access to my Cohort Clarity GPT. This is not a generic chatbot. It is trained on the frameworks I teach in my program, the structure I believe in, and the way I help people design cohort-style offers. So instead of watching a lesson and thinking, okay, now what? They can simply go to my Cohort Clarity GPT and say, how does that apply to my niche? How should I structure my milestones? Help me refine my transformation statement. So they're not just consuming information, they're interacting with the framework that I've taught. That interaction accelerates clarity, and clarity accelerates action. Inside my Cohort Clarity GPT, I help my students build foundational knowledge-based documents that they will use with their AI tools. This is such an important step for anyone using AI for their business. AI amplifies what you feed it. If you feed it vagueness, it produces generic results. But if you train it the right way, it becomes incredibly precise. So inside our programs, we teach students how to build foundational knowledge-based documents that they can upload into any AI tools of their choice. By having these documents with clear explanations of who their ideal client is, what their transformation is, their frameworks, positioning, and messaging themes are, it makes a huge difference in the outputs that AI produces. Custom GPTs and clones work when they're layered on top of this clarity. And that's the first way I use AI to support transformation. The second way is by providing a 24/7 AI clone that reinforces what I teach. Inside Ignite, my members have access to Lydia AI. This is the clone I built with Delphi, and it's trained on my frameworks, my philosophy, and the way I coach. So if somebody is stuck at 9 p.m. on a Tuesday wondering, how should I structure this email? What offer should I focus on? And does this align with what I'm learning in the Ignite Growth Method? They don't have to wait for the next live Q&A. They can simply ask Lydia AI. It responds using what I teach inside my membership. It reinforces what they've been learning so they can move forward faster. It's not replacing me as their online business mentor, but it's extending it. It's like having a business mentor in your pocket, reinforcing clarity between the live Q&As. And that keeps people moving. The third way I've been using AI to help my students experience transformation is by creating assets with tools like NotebookLM. My favorite thing about this tool is it's not just pulling random information from the internet. It's based on my content. It creates assets based on what I upload. So, my transcripts, my frameworks, my lesson recordings, my documents. And from this intellectual property I've created, it can generate everything from slides to visual summaries, infographics, and student friendly outlines. This allows you to create beautiful, structured resources for your students faster. And when your students can see your frameworks visually, or they can review it in a simplified format, they implement better. Again, this is not producing more, it's about reinforcing transformation. I've seen a lot of chatter about AI making course creators obsolete, but I believe generic courses are the ones getting exposed. The future belongs to experienced leaders and guides, to those who have structured programs and cohort styled learning through guided implementation. The mentors who are shortening the gap between learning and action will always win. So, if you're a course creator, here's the question I want you to ask yourself. Are you using AI to just create more content, or are you using AI to help your students move? Because these are two very different strategies. Here's a simple next step. Take one lesson in your program and ask yourself, where do my students typically get stuck after this lesson? Then ask, how can AI help them apply this step faster? Could you create a simple GPT trained on your framework? Could you create a guided prompt that they can use? Could you turn your lesson into a visual roadmap that they can follow? Start there. Don't try to do everything. Just solve one friction point. If you'd love more support on how to use AI effectively as a course creator, or you'd love to access the tools I mentioned, be sure to click on the links I've shared in this episode. The creators who struggle in this next season will not be the ones who ignore AI. They will be the ones who use it to create more noise instead of more clarity. The opportunity in front of you is not to keep up, it's to lead better, to shorten the gap between learning and doing, to design experiences that move people. That is how course creators stay relevant. And that's how you build income that lasts. Remember, clarity and impact come from action.